Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited for this video because today we are sitting down and we are doing our next installment of the mini makeover series. This series has been so much fun to film, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, make sure you click right up here to see the first 2 episodes of the series where I get my makeup done at Sephora and then MAC, and then for today's video we're going to Ulta to get a full glam makeover. Friendly reminder that at each different makeover we are asking for this look that is on this photo of Jaclyn Hill. It is the perfect bronzy glittery smoky eye for this fall season, and it's not too hard but also not too easy of a makeup look to recreate for these various artists. After every single makeover, we're going to come right back here and show you guys the finished look and then discuss it. And remember, the point of this is not to drag or pick apart any artist's work. It is simply to show you guys what I would have done differently if it were me, so you guys can make an educated decision back at home if you want to go get your makeup done for a special event. And don't forget to stay tuned for the finale of this mini series where I do this makeup look on myself in my personal style using all my favorite products, and I talk to you guys about what I would really recommend overall after going to all these different makeovers. And yeah. Alright guys, with all that being said, if you are from the sisterhood, make sure to go give this video a big thumbs up down below. Let's see if we can get this to 50,000 thumbs up, and let's head over to Ulta to get a glam makeover. So walking into Ulta today, my appointment was at 2:30. I showed up at about 2:25 and was seated right away, so that was really, really great. They were definitely right on time and ready to start working, which I loved. I was told by the manager running the glam counter today that my artist was going to be Darrell, and he came out and introduced himself. He was so sweet and nice, and I'm going to leave his Instagram right up in here, so make sure you go check it out and show him some love. So the first thing that my artist did today was apply some moisturizer, and he used the Peter Thomas Roth moisturizer. I was so excited about this because you guys know that Sister James loves her moisturizer. I literally moisturize my skin like 2 or 3 times a day. It is so vital to have clear and healthy skin, so I love a good moisturizer, especially before I put on a lot of heavy cakey makeup. Next, Darrell asked me about my skin, and I told him it was combination to now getting a little bit dry because of the weather change, and he looked really closely and picked out the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer to apply over top of the moisturizer but under the foundation as a nice primer base. I am definitely not proud of my pores. I try to pretend like they're not there, and I wish they weren't there, but I was definitely really happy today to see that my artist did recognize them and do his best to cover them up and smooth them over for a smooth foundation application. After the primer was all set in place, he went in and used the Anastasia brow definer to start defining and slaying my brows. Looking at the brows in the mirror, I really like the shape that my artist went with. I feel like they are arched the way I like them, the tail isn't too long, and they have a nice shape to them. I do wish, however, they were a little bit cleaner. I feel like the lines could be a little bit smoother, especially on the top, and there are a few places that I would have definitely spoolied through or added a little bit more product to, just to make them more even throughout, but I don't think they're bad by any means. Next, my artist primed my eyes using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which we'll get to in a little bit, and then he started in with the eyeshadow, and for today's eyeshadow palette, he chose the Anastasia Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette, which I was so excited for because it is one of my all-time favorite palettes. He first started off by applying some orange transition shades and really blended them out very well. Looking close up, the blend for the transition shades and the crease are really nice. It looks very seamless and even leaves a lot of room for the brow bone highlight, which I love. I really can't stand when eyeshadow goes all the way up to the eyebrow. It just is really one of my makeup pet peeves, so I really like the way he applied the shadow today. So next he went in with more Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on a flat top concealer brush and started to carve out my eyelid for a cut crease. I was very excited to see him do this because you guys know a half cut crease is one of my all-time favorite makeup styles, and he was actually the only artist to actually define a crease with concealer before applying the gold shadow on the lid. Jaclyn, I think, was definitely rocking a half cut crease in her look, so I think that by him doing this, by far made his look the most accurate to the original. For the actual gold on the lid, he used one of the gold shadows from the Lorac Gold eyeshadow palette, and looking at the shadow close up, I think that this gold on this particular look is probably the most accurate to what Jaclyn's original color was. I really like the shade of gold. I feel like it's not too orange and it's not too yellow either. It's a very pretty in the middle shade that is perfect for this look. However, looking at this actual crease close up, I feel like the shape is a little bit weird for my eyes. I do wish she would have made it more rounded following my natural eye crease. I feel like it is really high up and rounded for some reason, which doesn't exactly flatter me the most. And as well, I do feel like in the actual middle crease region, the line is a little bit messy. I do wish it was a little bit more defined, but it's really not that big of a deal. I was just happy to see him doing a cut crease. Once the eyeshadow was all complete, he decided to skip lashes for now and come back to it later on. And then we went on with the base. For my foundation today, he went ahead and applied the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which I was so excited about. You guys know that Born This Way is one of my all-time favorites. I always mix it with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk or later on top of my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick, so I was so pumped to see him using this. He applied the shade Natural Beige today, which looked really great in the store with the lighting in there, but I will say looking at it now looks absolutely awful. To his defense, I will say that in the store lighting, the shade match did look really good, so I don't think this is a fair thing to bash him on at all. I don't know what it is with these makeup stores and having the artists do makeup in this awful ass lighting, but we really need to get like ring lights, light up mirrors or something, because having this foundation look perfect in store and then having me walk out and look like this is really not okay and genuinely worries me for any of you guys going to get your makeup done. That's just so bad, and nobody wants to have either a Flash like Mary situation or a situation where your face looks like a completely different color. That's so bad, and take it from me, you will be laughed at by probably a lot of people, unfortunately. Once again, similar to the MAC video, he used one of those tiny drugstore triangular sponges to blend out the entire face. I made a comment in the last video that it was really impressive because I felt like it was, but then after reading all the comments, everyone was like, wait, this isn't even that impressive, everyone did this. Do you guys remember the times where literally those were the only sponges and you had to use those for every makeup application? Oh my god. Now we have beauty blenders, kabuki brushes, and everything in between, but I feel like it's impressive now because literally no one uses them anymore, but maybe I'm just crazy. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys use a beauty blender or a makeup sponge? I feel like at this point it's like a necessity, but definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me what you apply foundation with, because at this point I'm just curious. Next, the foundation was all applied and blended out. It was time for concealer, and for today he used the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which you guys know is my all-time favorite, so I was so excited to see him pulling this out and getting ready to use. He told me that literally everyone asks for it when they get their makeup done at Ulta, which is no surprise at all, and for today he used the shade Light on Me, which is the same shade that I use, so I was very excited to see him using this, and I think it looks, as usual, perfect on my skin. Once my face is all blended out, he used a big fluffy brush and went in with the IT Cosmetics Translucent Setting Powder. I've actually never tried this one out before, so I was very excited to try out a new product and have it on my face and see how it wore. I felt as though it did a really good job of mattifying me and keeping my makeup in place, and I didn't really get a lot of creases either, which is amazing. We were definitely stuck in traffic for a pretty long time on the way home today, so it definitely did a good job of long wear. He next went in and contoured my face and nose using the Anastasia contour palette. As to the face, I have no complaints. I feel as though he did a really great job. He put it in all the right places and didn't put too much on, because you guys know that is one of my biggest pet peeves. He definitely did a really great job of mixing the color as well. I'm definitely chiseled, but I'm not too bronzy either, so I feel like it was a really great medium. For my nose contour, he used the same exact contour palette, which was fine, but he also used the same exact brush to contour my nose, which I was a little bit spooked about. I did tell him that I wanted a very pinched nose contour to begin with, just like I told all the other artists. I'm not even kidding, guys. It was probably like this size. Like, this is not a nose contouring brush. Literally, this brush is what I use for my nose contour. As you can see, there's a very huge difference in the size here, and I was very spooked when he went in with this. You guys know that a good pinched and snatched nose contour is like my favorite element of my makeup routine, so I was a little bit disappointed in the nose contours today. I feel like it was a little bit messy and definitely could have been blended more, and also was a little bit too wide. For highlighters today, he applied the shade Champagne Pop from Becca, which is in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. I don't think he actually knew who Jaclyn Hill was, so I feel like this is a complete coincidence, but obviously if you guys know, this was a Jaclyn Hill look, so I was happy to see him using Champagne Pop, that's for sure, and I do love this highlighter shade, so I was very excited to see him using it today. I do feel like the application is pretty good. He did use a really big brush, which once again I was a little bit spooked about. I don't know why he did. I usually use a very tiny one like this one, the M501 from Morphe, but I feel like he blended it out really well, and it doesn't look bad at all, so highlighter is good. Next was time for the lashes. My artist asked me what style I wanted for this particular look, and I showed him the picture of Jaclyn again and said I want something just like these, wispy, and definitely lashes that get a little bit longer on the ends. He brought over 4 different pairs for me to choose from, and I ended up picking the Ardell Studio Effect Demi Wispies. Before applying the lashes, I told Jarrell that I have small eyes and always have to cut my lashes so they're comfortable to wear, and he decided to do that today to the lashes, which I very much appreciated. He glued them on using the classic Duo lash glue, and once they were on, they were comfortable to wear and I could not feel them, which is great. And then the next step was going to be, of course, the lips. While he went to grab the lashes, my artist actually handed me a bin of different liquid lipsticks that I could pick out from for today's look. So this makeover in general, I would say, was definitely a lot more hands-on than the other ones. He was asking me a lot of questions, which I definitely appreciated, but also asked me to pick a lot of things as well, which a little bit defeats the point of the video, being that I wanted the true artist interpretation, but I picked out a lipstick that I thought was pretty close, so I ended up picking the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Trust. Before we actually went in and started the lip application, he asked me how I like my lips drawn, and I did tell him that that I like them a little bit overdrawn on the top lip. You guys know that this was a big thing in last week's video where my artist actually underlined them a little bit, but my lips are a little bit uneven, so I really love overlining them to even them out and make them a little bit more plump on the top lip. For the shape of the lips, I really loved how the top lip turned out. I feel like he did a really great and clean job of overlining the top lip. It looked very nice and very similar to how I would do it. And the bottom lip looked pretty nice too, although it was a little bit messy on the very bottom, right below like the center arc point. I do wish it was a little bit cleaned up, but it's not that big of a deal. And then as the color, obviously was perfect, but then again, I picked it, not the artist. Last but certainly not least, he finished off this look by spritzing my face using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. You guys know I use this all the time, and then he even grabbed a palette and used that to kind of fan it and help it dry, which I love. By fanning the setting spray, you're really helping everything melt together and really get a smooth application, so that is one of my all-time favorite techniques. Alright guys, and this is the final look from the Ulta makeover today. Looking at myself in the mirror and thinking about my total experience today at Ulta, I would rate this makeover overall a 7 out of 10. I think my Ulta artist today definitely used a lot of different products and techniques that I would normally use in my own makeup routine, which I was super excited about, such as Too Faced Born This Way foundation and Tarte Shape Tape, but there are a few things on this look that I don't exactly love, being the shape of this cut crease, the lip shape, the foundation shade, and just an overall attention to detail. Like I said, the whole point of this series is to have different artists showcase their work and their very own techniques and how they differ from my own. Alright guys, that is all I have for this video today. Definitely leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of this makeover. Have you gotten your makeup done at Ulta before? Do you love my makeup? Did you love your makeup? Do you hate it? Definitely let me know. I can't wait to read all of your sisters' comments. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you have not already. Click that little bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I've had so much fun doing this series. Do not forget to check out the last 2 videos where I got my makeup done at Sephora and MAC. This one is Ulta, and then stay tuned for the next video, the grand finale of this little mini series, where I'm gonna do this exact look on myself using all my own techniques, and then we'll compare all the different makeovers and talk about which one I would recommend to you guys if you need to get your glam done for a very special event. If you'd like to follow me on a makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes type stuff is James Charles, the next ass after Charles. This week's shout out goes to Sister Debra. Thank you so much, girl, for always following and supporting. You know I love you so much. And if you would like to be at next week's sister shout out, make sure to always share my video links when they go live. Alright sisters, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the finale coming up next. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Invincible.